Hi, y'all. So we're back here today. I'm about to kick off my all-season content on this channel, talk about the NFL all-season content. And in this video, we're going to be going over my opinion what all 32 NFL teams' biggest needs are in free agency. Okay, and the first team we're going to be going over is we're going to go from ABC order, so the Arizona Cardinals. And right here on Bleacher Report, it says improve the trenches, and which I agree with. I think it's more on the O line side you gotta work with free agency than the defensive line side, which kind of can get in the draft like a Mike Green or a James Pierce with where they're picking. And looking at the list of free agent like linemen, you get someone like a Brandon Sheriff, Cam Robinson, help out the left tackle. Brandon Sheriff help out the interior line. Uh, Ryan Kelly's not is a decent option at center. James Daniels can be a good guard option. Alex Cappa, who just got released today, which I'm recording on March 3rd, can be a good option at guard. You got a nice piece in that line with Paris Johnson at right tackle. Maybe trying to splurge money, get Ronnie Stanley the bookend, help out Kyle Blindside. Kevin Zeitler, who's been solid everywhere he's been, or even Patrick Bakar, who's been solid too. So just to name a few for the Cardinals. Next on the list is the Falcons. It's the number one thing that they've been talking about for a while now. Pass rush. I remember like middle of the season, one point they had like some games they had like a 0% like pressure rate, which isn't going to be can't win like that. And like I noticed it came like a lot in the big games too, like down the stretch, like they couldn't get like a lot of people. And right here they're suggesting on PFF that they get Khalil Mack, which I 100% agree with. That could really help. And you get someone in a draft, maybe Mike Green, James Pierce, just name a few guys like that. That could really help. And then on the Ravens, you gotta get that O line fixed. Like I know, like that was like the reason why y'all lost the turnover and stuff. It can be fixed in house. Tight end situation can be fixed in house, but that O line got to be retooled. A lot of free agents like Patrick Bakari, Ronnie Stanley. Like I think signing those two should be a big priority, or trying to even get Kevin Zeitler to come back because having Zeitler and one combination of those two out of three, or maybe even three out of three to have Bakari play backup. We'll just gotta see how it go. That's who I would try to do. All right, so the next thing we're on is the Bills, and this right here on PPF it says for them to get bigger production on defense is something I 100% agree with. I say probably get another edge rusher to complement Gregory Rousseau because Von Miller he's getting old. So I say just let me look at my list and see any good free agency line edge rushers that you can get. Because you got Ed Oliver on the inside. You can probably get a tackle in the draft to pair Ed Oliver. Maybe Khalil Mack, maybe Hassan Reddick. Even Matthew Judon would be nice to have. Preston Smith, or you want to go young and get Chase Young would be a nice. Also, don't want to forget to mention that Josh would also be a good option for the Bills to try targeting free agency too. And then the next team on our list is the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, I agree with this too. It says find more talent on defense. I agree they do need to find more talent. Find a premier edge rusher. I say because they got good secondary pieces in Michael Jackson and J.C. Horn, and they got a good defensive lineman coming back in Derek Brown tackle, and so someone on the edge like people I name like Leo Mack or Josh Sweat will help that defense like create more pressure, get more time off the field, and get back to their offense with Bryce Young, who at that end of the season was looking pretty much brand new and looking like he was back at Bama again. And then the next team on our list is Chicago Bears, and I say yes. I agree with this 100%. Start building that O line and that whole offense with Ben Johnson vision. So I say get some new, maybe get another. You got the running back. You got the Swift. You got I don't know they keep Swift. You got Rashawn Johnson. You got some good running backs to look at. Let's look at running backs. Maybe you could try to get an Aaron Jones, Raheem Mostert, Najee Harris. Like you got a good list of running backs to get. AJ Dillon, maybe even Nick Chubb. If you want to take a swing on that. Javante Williams, not bad. There's some good running backs to get that two running back system in. And then you got the receivers, you got the quarterback. I should say you go. Okay, yeah, I promise you, I'm not going to probably agree with all of these, but the next team is the Browns, and PFF says keep Miles Garrett in the building. I see that's kind of unrealistic now, so I say find that Miles Garrett replacement, where that be early, like a probably like a Leo Mack, maybe a Son Reddick, even Josh Swift, who's younger than those two. Probably be like the best replacement option right now in the market at a reasonable price. You know, contending with those contracts like the Deshaun Watson contract, you still got to pay. And then next team is my, the Cowboys. I say it said dedicate resources to the run game. I mean, yeah. I say we can work that out in the draft. Go be BPA best player available. We kick this offseason right. We're very cheap, so I say get find some like defensive pieces, find some linebackers, maybe some D tackles. So we looking at my list, the list, free agent D tackles. Well, number one, keep Osa in the building. Make sure he doesn't leave. Maybe try a pair of BJ Hill with him, Sebastian Joseph, Greg Gaines, some good D tackles to pair along with him. And then looking at some linebackers, maybe they're good. Maybe, I mean, my dream pick is get obviously Zach Bond, but he might be out of the price range. Maybe try to take a swing on Dre Greenlaw. Bobby Wagner, he looked like he's probably going to stay at Washington. Maybe get try out. Maybe Azir White, Kazir White. Maybe Isaiah Simmons. Maybe Jerome Baker, Terrell Dawson. They got some good linebacker options on the list. Robert Spillane, he'll be cheap. So just some options to think about. And next is the Broncos with they got to add more playmakers. And just looking at the playmaker list, maybe you try to get Mark Cooper or Stephon Diggs just to help round out that receiver room. Running back, maybe I say they could just find out in the draft. This draft is very deep at running back, as we see in the combine the past weekend. Very good home run hitters, fast running backs with good tape. So I just say look for some receivers like those caliber, and then they should be fine. Like going into season, going into the draft. And Lions, biggest thing I agree right here. They got to add more one top edge rusher. They'll have probably the top comeback player of the year candidate coming back in Aiden Hutchinson. So I just see that maybe add Khalil Mack next to him, Josh Sweat, guys like that caliber. Maybe Hassan Reddick. I like Sweat and Khalil Mack better at that, add right along opposite of Hutchinson, and they should really be back to be one of the top two teams make it out of NFC next season. All right, and the next team on our list is the Packers, and I say this too. Yeah, they had to get more playmakers on that D line, like the guys we mentioned earlier, Josh Sweat, Khalil Mack, and even maybe Hassan Reddick. They had to get like those type of guys to help out their pass rush because the guys they drafted from years past, like Luke Van Ness, not really panning out. So I just gotta see more like into like being aggressive free agency to feel that need because they got the weapons on offense. They just need that more production or defensive side. And the next team, the Texans, it says Victor O-line, which yes, I agree with fully. Like the receiving core, they're always deep and they'll be back with may possibly Diggs, possibly not Diggs. Tank Dell, he'll be back sometime in the season. You also have Neil Collins, you also have Joe Mixon. And I think maybe like guys mentioned earlier, like Ronnie Stanley help out. Not really Ronnie Stanley because they got tons of. So I say maybe Patrick Bakari, and let me go look at the list again. I say maybe like a Brandon Sheriff can really be a big thing. At Alex Kappa, Kevin Zeitler, Patrick Bakari, maybe a Morgan Moses, or Will Hernandez would be nice on that line to help out with the way that offense see the Trout and them run. So some couple of those names could really help out that line. Maybe even get Makai back and put it right guard could be nice if he doesn't resign with the Eagles. All right, so next team is the Colts, and they say put Anthony Richardson in position to succeed, which is agreeable. But I think the main priority is to keep that whole core together. They have on defense, on offense, and make sure Anthony Richardson is able to play all 17 games. And I think they'll be in a good spot to make the playoffs this year. They just got to make sure to keep that core together, keep the O line intact, maybe resign Ryan Kelly, keep everybody healthy this year, make sure knows as the best they can. really. And then the next list we got the Jaguars is they built a competent offense, which I agree with because they kind of messed it up last season. I even said it. I was one of the first people to say it, that signing Gabe Davis was a fireable offense, and guess what? The head coach and GM are now gone. They got new GM, new head coach now because you wanted to sign Gabe Davis, and now you're about to cut Christian Kirk, which was at the time was a bad contract. I said it too. Like you just got it's like maybe, and then maybe Travis Etienne might be out his way out the door now. You got Tank Bigsby, which is a good bet. You got Keelan Robertson, shout out DC. He's in the backfield with them too, and you guys find somebody maybe for AC, maybe Steph Diggs, maybe help complement Brian Thomas. That's gonna be idea. That's my ideal land spot for Stephon Diggs, really. To help, and they can help go BPA in the draft if they can fill up that. And on next on our list, we got the Chiefs. Chiefs, you gotta fix that line. You gotta find you left tackle and right tackle. I say maybe resign Trey Smith to that long term deal. You gotta find maybe sign Ronnie Sterling, fill up that left tackle spot. Right tackle, I say you can cut Jawan Taylor. He has not been good in his tenure here. I say probably maybe get Morgan Moses for the time, and then you can draft a right tackle in the draft to help learn behind Morgan Moses, and then when he's ready, he can replace Morgan Moses in the time that you feel for Morgan Moses to go. Time or to like a long short term deal, maybe like a 1-2 year deal. And then by that time, your right tackle should be ready to play. And next on our list, we got the Raiders. Raiders they just gotta make some splashes here and there. Maybe sign a quarterback. Maybe sign a Sam Darnold help maybe get that bridge quarterback they may get in the draft. That's my ideal spot for Sam Darnold. So we'll see. And then Chargers, yeah, they do gotta fix their run game because that was really one of the biggest things that when Jim Harbaugh was at Michigan that he had was that run game, stopping that run and running the ball. They got some good pieces in Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins. Maybe they might get Donovan Edwards in the draft to help fix that. I guess they D line. I say find another compliment to Bosa. Maybe Josh Sweat, who's really good in the run game. Maybe keeping Sebastian Joseph Day to help with Morgan Fox. Again, Puna for help fill in some time. Like some good pieces right there to help fix their run game because they got the DBs. They got Derwin James. They got Tyree Steele who looking like a steal in that 5th round that they got him in. They still got Sante Jam Jr. So they got good secondary. Just got to fill out that front 7, and then their defense should be one of the best in the league, especially under Jesse Minter too. And next teams on our list, we got the Rams is to replace Cooper Kupp. I say another thing. I guess Amari Cooper would be perfect, where he can play anywhere, and then you can help move him and Puka around. And now with Stafford being back, that could really help out that offense, give it a little bit more juice than what Kupp was given with Cooper. With Amari Cooper there instead of Cooper Kupp. And then the Dolphins, they say Virginia O-line. I completely agree. I say probably get maybe Morgan Moses. You can try to make an attempt at him. Maybe get Kevin Zeller in that interior because Eisenberg he's not really all that good. I say get maybe Morgan Moses, get Picard, maybe get his like one of those 3 that you can get another lineman in the draft, and that O-line should be shored up to help Tua does not really get hit, and help with that McDaniel offense getting the ball in your hands quick. It should look pretty good next season. And then Vikings, I say just make sure you keep that same core around that you have, like that Byron Murphy, keep him in there, and then make sure JJ McCarthy has a also resign Aaron Jones. You have to keep that so you help set JJ McCarthy for success. That's the biggest thing I think you need, and I agree with what PPF is saying right here. And then now, for the Patriots, it says improve the O-line, which the guys I mentioned earlier will help greatly improve. But the question is, will they sign him? And also, they can also just get Will Campbell in the draft or Kelvin Banks, whichever one they feel that can fit their guard spot. And then Saints, they say get younger across the board, which I agree with. It's kind of hard, maybe in free agency, maybe sign Chase Young or sign Josh Sweat. I say it's kind of hard because they might be still in the negatives in the cap, which is kind of still crazy. Well, I see. Just get one of them two. Maybe get some more younger players. Let's see some young Jeff Okuda. If you want to get another corner, still pretty young at 26. Some more young guys on there like Mac Jones. You want to get another backup for whatever quarterback you might get in the draft. He's still pretty young to get, not bad. Nate Herbert, a good young guard you can try to get. But yeah, so basically just like find some younger pieces in free agency, just at those like around 26, 27 or younger, and just go from there. Then keep drafting some good studs in the first 3 rounds that you've been doing this past draft, and then you should be set up for success. Hopefully, draft a quarterback to draft too to develop. And then next on our list after the Saints would be the two New York teams, the Giants and the Jets. We're gonna go with the Giants first. I mean, it's kind of like not really nothing you could really do in free agency. Don't get Aaron. I say if you want to get Aaron Rodgers, you're setting yourself back. If you want to get Aaron Rodgers and then wait for the next year draft QB class with like Arch Manning and Drew Aller and Carson Beck at the top 3 right now. But if you want to get Cam Ward, you can still try to get Cam Ward or Shador Sanders, which will really like help the fans like get more excited about the season. I just feel you should hold off on that and just wait. Make sure you like if you want to resign people, sign people, and then probably get one of those 2 QBs in the draft, and then go from there. And then next is the Jets. I just say you got Tyrod right now is a good backup. I say maybe see. I don't think Sam Darnold might not want to come back. I say just hold and wait to the draft, and then hopefully you have to just maybe get a quarterback in day 2, like a Jackson Dart or Milrow will still be there, maybe or whichever one you want of those 2, which would be nice because that's really what they've been missing for years now. They have a defense, they always have a good, somewhat decent to okay line. They have the running backs, they have the receivers. They just need the quarterback. That's what they've been missing for the past this whole decade now. Like 5 years in, that's what they've been missing. That's what's been taking them away from not making the playoffs is not having a quarterback. And then next on our list, the Eagles, and it's what I agree with too. It says allow Howie Roseman to go to work. I say yeah, resign pieces like Sweat and Zach Bond, and maybe you try Milton Williams if you can. But Zach Bond and Josh Sweat should be your main 2 priorities. With Brandon Graham retired, Josh Sweat is one of me top 2 priorities too. And next to our list, we got the Steelers and 49ers. With Steelers, I say, yeah, you gotta get long term playing a quarterback. With I see them, you should still try to resign Justin Fields. I think you should have him locked up and maybe find another QB on late day 2 or sometime day 3 to draft, like Dylan Gabriel, maybe Milrow if he falls to day 3 would be nice to have. And then make sure keep your core together, like resign Higberg. Make sure everybody's happy with their contracts. Then people who needs to be extended too. And then Niners, yeah, they have to pay Brock Purdy unless you want to bank on you can get another quarterback again, which this was kind of lucky too. I just say pay Brock Purdy around the market value. I say around 40 to 45 mil a year is pretty good from Purdy, which it'll be cheap at that time and not too bad. Like around 4 a year deal, maybe 5. Around 40, 45 mil would be nice for him. And then Seahawks, the interior. Yeah, I agree. That interior has to be fixed. Like people have misheard. Bakari Zeitler will help definitely fix that line. Buccaneers, really, just keep your core guy, keep Lavonte Davis, resign Chris Godwin, and then find another edge rusher to help with Kancey and Yaya Diaby and Vita Vance on that D line, make like James Pearson right here. They mentioned Michael Williams, who was nice too, who probably be there in that late first round. Michael Williams, he'll definitely be there. It'll be a nice piece on that line, especially with their development. Titans, I say, resign who you can resign, sign who you can sign. Then you just gotta wait to the draft to really put in work since you got the number 1 pick. I say if Cam Ward your guy, take Cam Ward. Do Carter your guy. You want to get your franchise pass rusher, and he's your guy. You get your franchise quarterback, get your franchise pass rusher. You gotta pick one or the 2, whichever one you're feeling that is generational. And then We got the Commanders, who was the last team on our list, and that says right on PPF is take a swing on the top edge defender, which I kind of 100% agree with. Now with the Debo trade happening this past Saturday, I say yeah, you got to get a top edge guy. I say one of the top edges right now. Looking at this, probably Khalil Mack. Probably you could try. Since he's getting cut, make a sign at him. See I don't see us trying getting Myles Garrett unless I really give up a first round pick and draft capital. Like the Eagles, I think they're willing to give up draft capital since they got 32. That's what kind of scares me the most because I don't want him to go to the Eagles, but we'll see. We'll see though. We'll see. But like looking at the top available edge rusher to go and get the. Let me see, like Khalil Mack. Maybe you could try to get DeMarcus Lawrence if you decides not to pay him for some silly reason. That would be a good one since he has ties to Dan Quinn. Like some of the best seasons in years was under Dan Quinn. Maybe get a try get us on Reddick. It's kind of young. If you want young, you try maybe. Let's see. But yeah, it's kind of a weak edge class in my opinion. I say their top five options probably be Josh Sweat, Preston Smith, D. Law, Matt Judon, Hassan Reddick, and Khalil Mack, and maybe Chase Young if he wants to come back to the DMV. But in my opinion, I don't think he should. And that's all 32 teams. And with free agency coming in week, we'll see if I'm right with some of these signings, which I feel I'll be. Oh, there's some doubt. I think I'll be around 25, maybe 30% right on some of these signings where some of these guys go, and we'll just see. It's gonna be a very exciting time, in my opinion. Know the all season, like seeing trades, seeing where some big names are going to go. This is like some of the best time of the year, especially in the off season. My off season content, looking at free agency, then the draft, seeing some of my people I went to school with and friends I know getting drafted. So it should be so it's like kind of like a good time to be alive. And yeah, and that's the video. And I'll speak to you.